Here are my answers for 20 questions. A little late, but nonetheless, here they go. Where were you born? I was born in a small town in Oklahoma named Stroud, right in between Tulsa and Oklahoma City. They have a saying there that says Stroud is 60 miles from 2 million people, which means it's in the middle of nowhere. Who was the most important person growing up? Well, the obvious one is Mama, because without her, none of this. But probably the most influential would be my uncle. My favorite color is green. All-time favorite movie, that's unfair because can there be just one? One of my favorites is Better Off Dead. John Cusack. Teeny bopper movie back from the 90s, 80s. Do you think people have a soul? Yes, I do. Is there a God? Yes, there is. Bungee jumping. Not no, but hell no. There are easier ways to get a thrill. If there was one problem to solve in the world, what would it be? Ooh, man. I go between an infusion of common sense. I guess it goes hand in hand with fixing stupidity. They go hand in hand, though. Do you believe in aliens? That's hard because that goes right up against the whole "is there a God" thing. The Bible doesn't say anything about aliens. Bible and evolution and how old the earth is and stuff directly contrast. So I'm torn with it. I will say that as many stars that are out there in the sky, it is hard to believe that there isn't something else out there, but that's a very tough question. What was your pet growing up? I guess we had 2 Siberian Huskies, Toivo and Borga. Is there any circumstance that would warrant the death penalty? There are several circumstances. There's some crimes, some death sentences, the people ought to be killed just the way they killed. If you had a super sense, what would you have, or which one would it be? Probably sight. I guess that's an easy one. If someone offered me enough money to be satisfied, how much would it be? And everybody has said, well, if you're going to ask for 10 billion, million, trillion, why don't ask for 11 trillion, trillion, billion? But right now, with nothing else, you could give me a couple million and you would never have to worry about hearing from me again. I would fade off into the sunset. How old will I be when I die? Never really thought much about that. 73, 74 probably. I don't know though. I don't have any health problems as far as blood pressure or heart disease or anything like that, so mine will be more mental. What time did you go to bed last night? 1 o'clock, actually. Well, it's probably more like 2:15. I fell asleep at 1 o'clock waiting for my son to get home, and he got home about 2 o'clock, 2:15. So then I went to bed. What are the top 3 things you like about yourself? I'm honest. I am determined, and probably not seen here, but I am funny. I can be very funny. You have to give me a chance sometime. What profession would you like to have? Well, I wish I could say the one I'd have, but it's not. I would like to have. I'd like to be a professional golfer. I mean, really any kind of athlete. I mean, how cool would that be to play games for a living? But I only lack 3 things that kept me from any professional sport, and that's size, speed, and agility. So there you go. To go back in time, when would it be? Yeah, I think you're talking about history, not just personal history, because personal history, I don't want to repeat any of it. Been there, done that, got the lawyer bill. I don't know. I think it'd be pretty fun to be back in Italy and Europe back in the 1600s, not the Black Plague time, but just a lot of the concepts that we now have, Newton's law, the astronomers, all of those. It'd be cool to be around them just to watch it happen. What's your favorite meal? I'm scared of food. Back in the day, oh man, it was ribeye. I love the ribeye. Right now, tuna fish. Yeah, I love the tuna fish. And the tuna fish loves me, which is more important than me loving the tuna fish. What is something that people don't know about you? Well, I think the most unusual thing, well, this isn't unusual, is I don't like tomatoes. I like ketchup, I like salsa, I like all that stuff. But to slice and eat a tomato, the nastiest thing to me. Gooey texture, blah, 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 blah. 3 years ago, me and my uncle, the influential one, built a hydroponic greenhouse down in Stroud and grew about 700-800 pounds of tomatoes a week, and sold every one of them. And if we could have grown 10,000 pounds a week, we could have sold every one of them, even in nowhere, Oklahoma. So those are my top 20, plus a bonus if there was only one album, CD, whatever, that you could listen to the rest of your life. What would it be? Which of course is very tough. I'll limit mine to 3. The First Train album, Joe Nichols' Man with a Memory, and Rush, 2112. Yeah, I'm from back then too. Alright, that's my top 20. Love it. See ya.